Yep. So it's the same thing I was talking about. I wanted to show you how I managed to cool myself down through intense cleansing, baptism, spiritual discernment type self-control. That's basically my main superpower of controlling my emotions and anger, where I feel like I got that beastly, intense anger, aggressive spell work curse in me. Because I feel as though since I was around freaking toxic people that have been projecting onto me, taking their shit out on me, I usually transmute it into something greater. Kind of like if somebody has dark intentions, knowing that I'm affected by that stuff, I do my best to get in control whatever is not mine to use it. Either to use it as weapons to set boundaries, defend myself, or to take it out of me and throw it back. Be like, oh no you don't. This is too much for me. I'd be like, you trying to poison me with all this energy of darkness, like Dragon Ball Z, kinda like this. Where I got all this energy that's being pushed in my way, trying to suffocate me. And I'd be like throwing that back. Be like, I don't want it. Yeah. Get that away from me. Get that shit out of my face. So that always helps me, and I even do that at work and in general too. Mostly when it's like family conflicts and stuff. It's just by the sensation of cooling yourself down, thinking of a better basic technique to cool yourself down whenever you're about to get upset, whenever you're about to lose it to the point where you have no control over yourself, or you just snapped off like that, and you have to remind yourself that, okay, I'm an adult, I'm a grown up, and I know I shouldn't lose my temper over something so small, or even something so petty. Because that's another thing. Sometimes with my anxieties and anger issues that I have at times, I can get upset over the most stupidest, smallest things for no reason because I allowed something to trigger me. And most of the times, when I do like that technique, practically blowing bubbles in my mind, like I'm almost like how you blowing candles on the birthday. That's where I got in that technique, just like how I did it, where Eric Magneto would do it, but in my own way. I just like this. I close my eyes when I do that, when I'm counting by like between 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 30 seconds or more, 4 seconds, 40 seconds, depending. I try to count the most type of breathing techniques that I do in my head, because not only that, it even helps me to stay calm before I'm about to panic on something. Because it's like when I get my nervous reaction, getting hyped up, when I'm like, I do that in a way of calming myself down before I'm about to react to something that I may not need to react to. So that's like my basic spiritual like spiritual cleansing type of technique that I do practically try to do all the time. Because knowing that I'm older, most of the times, sometimes I can lose it so easily and not think about what I just did. Or I can say the wrong thing and hurt somebody's feelings and be like, oh man, I messed up. Now I gotta apologize, but take something back that, even if I can't take it back, but just make up for it. So these are my best ways of solving my problems in the way of how I remind you, my viewers, that y'all can have your own thing too, whatever works for y'all, to cool yourselves down whenever y'all have intensive moments. You don't have to follow my technique on how I do things. I'm just showing you how I handle them. All right? So that's about it. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. Even when I was doing that insulin fire with the paper towel, of course, I was putting the mirror right there and trying to, well, of course, where I had my phone in the middle of the sink, I was holding it so I wouldn't drop it and end up damaging my phone. I wanted to just show briefly when my mom left how I do that, like, so you can see up close and personal where I was blowing bubbles in the water and how you were seeing my face on how I was doing it, and just seeing how like seeing me actually blowing bubbles in a way of doing those techniques to cool myself down whenever I'm angry or whenever I'm frustrated. I wanted to show y'all my expression. Okay. So with that, because it's like, when I haven't said when I do the basic techniques where I said where I'm like the Hulk and Wolverine, I feel like I'm both on both characters, like Marvel characters on all the above. Because after a while, when you have something in you that makes you behave in a certain way, make you feel like you're one of your main characters, you represent their behaviors and emotions. Whereas, just like what Jason, when he told me about how with Black Panther, God rest his soul, had the herbs, just like when I was doing that chanting dog run all the way up around the floor at the gym. I took it easy because I almost would have broken my left hand somewhat. Doing that type of stuff for about 5 minutes going around. So I was taking a break immediately. But other than that, I did good. But I thought when I did workouts like that, it'll make you feel like you're doing things that you normally wouldn't do in the animal instinct, where you say, yeah, just like how when he had those herbs, more than likely you would feel the instinct. It's just all about the nature. Like when you take them, he wouldn't endure ancient powers. Be like half human, half Black Panther, half human, half cat. And just like for me, where I'd be wearing all different outfits to represent my animal OG gangster type of nature, I feel like I could be both. Like certain times if I want to, like could be like half spiritually, half human, half dog, and half leopard cat. And knowing that where I like certain leopard cats, like Thundercats, I guess I'm not a cat person, but I would like leopard kinds, like big cat kind of creatures, where I guess like if I'm in the jungle or if I'm around them, if they're friendly, most times I guess sometimes they are, depending on how you behave towards them. They like if you pet them or anything, you would feel their instincts and they would feel yours as a person. Be like you, and in their mind be like you're one of us. So I mean we all have something, but I'll say my spiritual aura is different. Even when I read card readings or videos, they even say I get this collective that has monstrous power of a beastly super ability, something so dark inside this person that most people whew, might be afraid of and may not want to mess with. And that's true. I can be the most nicest, genuine brother that anyone would talk to, but if somebody crossed me the wrong way, I'm gonna show them what's up. I'm gonna show them how intimidating, how scary I can be. In terms like, if somebody fucks with me at some point, where I gotta let them know who they're dealing with. I could get hot real quick, so I'd be like, if you come at me like that, I'm gonna show you something that you don't want to see. All right, so but those things that I do, it just helps me to gain control. Because I can count, but the hard part is when I count, I end up immediately thinking that if I'm near an item and I can either slam someone or just like, ugh, like where I just picked up a chair, but like just tapped it like that. I can immediately throw something about if I'm too aggressive and too upset about something. So breathing, doing like that, it exhausts me a little, but in a good way of cooling myself down. Um, Kind of like I'm suffocating myself to cool down. So I don't do nothing. I don't throw nothing. I don't scream out. I don't curse out when I'm frustrated. I don't slam a table. I don't slam a desk. I don't do nothing. If I'm too exhausted, almost like if I'm just gasping for breath, like that helps me immediately. And the reason why I do all that because knowing that I got like an animal temper like among other people, I'm not the only one. It just helps me to just not act psycho sometimes. So yeah, that's about it. Continue liking, subscribing on my channels and my videos. I hope one of these help you. Anyone that goes through something that I do. And remember, don't ever let a person make you sweat or make you stay silent when you gotta set boundaries and you gotta speak up. If they insult you, if they make a joke, be like, oh, chill out, just a joke. It ain't no freaking joke. Call them out. Tell them that if you are doing something that they don't like and doing something that you feel as though you don't like and they're disrespecting you, and at some point that's only a manipulative way of being like they're trying to get you to take the bully and abuse that they are pretty much projecting onto you because they think that you're not going to fight back, and most of the times they're dead wrong. So call them out. Tell anybody that most of the times, if they are pushing you to the limit where you're going to end up losing your cool, call them out and say like, yo, I'm not for all that. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to beef with you, but I'm going to call you out, and more than likely, I'm going to stand my ground and remind you to respect me. So it's like, especially like if someone continues to do something you feel like you want to punch the shit out of them, don't do that. Try to think. And only time I encourage people to fight back is if somebody tackle you first. That's the only time you should defend yourself. But if no one puts their hand on you, don't do nothing except just walk away and just be like, okay, I'm whatever. I'm not putting up with that. Speak your mind though, but don't ever solve anything with violence, because sometimes violence can escalate quickly. Only time I'll just say just do that. Only you should escalate to it is if somebody put their hand on you first, and then you can put your hands on them back, and then leave it at that. Just be like you defended yourself because somebody went at you first, but only out of defense of protecting yourself. I would never encourage anybody to fight unless they have to, unless if somebody came at them first. That's the only time I would do something, but I try to fight somebody with words and a way of getting them to stop, and a way of telling them, back off, knock it off, or just step off and leave me alone, or don't try nothing. If you use the right amount of words to set boundaries, or just to get somebody to just knock it off and cool it, they'll stop. Or if they if they continue to keep doing it and they don't stop, you know what to do. Walk away. Let them talk. Let them talk their mess, their shit, their trash, and you walk away like you like. Okay, whatever. Let them. It's like if you walk away while they are talking behind you while you're going forward, more than likely you're gonna walk away with pride, and because you have inner peace and you have self-control over you, knowing that somebody is not worth your time, or nobody is worth your time like that, because you would already know that if somebody is just being ignorant and just want to fuss and 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 play childish games to pick fights with you, you know they're not engaged. It's like, let them be what they want to be. Let them think that they are above you and they're better than you and all that nonsense. It's just immaturity in the mind up here, in a sense. Yeah, when you're around people like that, sometimes it's between jealousy and envy, and you can't let it break you like that. You gotta always have your head up, standing grounds of your own pride, but in a way of just reminding yourself that I'm a bigger person than this. I'm not gonna let this fool or anybody take me out of character like that, because that's what they want you to do. People like that, they want you to get upset, almost like if somebody bumps into you and they don't say excuse me, and they just have a very mean, nasty attitude. They want you to do something, so they can tell on you, or even, ouch, or even end up having you fight them over something stupid. You can't let it get that far. You can't let things get to you. Just like I can't. It's hard to walk away, but it's easier to get into trouble. But more than likely, when you try your best to just walk away and set certain boundaries, or just cut something off when it's not worth it, you'll immediately feel better. You'll recognize that I got upset over nothing, and this person was just trying to pick reactions out of me. So, hope these tips help you out. Continue liking, subscribing on my channels, send comments and notifications, tell your stories about what you thought and how you had to deal with reactive abuse, how you had to deal with criticism, and how you had to handle it, how you had to handle your best ways on setting boundaries, using your discernment, and of course, of course, how you manage to stand up to people that nitpick and like to pick fights with you. And also, more importantly, pray. Kind of like, if you don't go to church or anything, ask God to help you. Yeah, but of course, as I'm just a basic messenger of Him, um, inspiring people from my own stories and what I share, I do the best I can as a main brother to help people out who struggle and endured the same who endured the same traumatizing moments like I did. I try to lift people up who were put down like I was. All right, that's it for now. I'm about to enjoy my last day on the summer. Sunday, before I go back to work again tomorrow. I'll see you around on the next videos, and be easy and enjoy your last day. For anybody out there. Don't work too hard, and don't stress about anything. Take it one day at a time. Take it day by day, and and um and just live in the moments. All right. So about to get off here. I'll see you around, and y'all take it easy. All right. Peace.